signal to run faster, you know, because it's an example. If he runs so good, why I can't? I will try.
Hello. How are you? Good luck.
That's all right. How are you,
Doing
mate?
well. You're doing well. That's for you. Okay, see you later.
Terry Cox Jr. has a problem with a sore knee after his crew accidentally left a footbed out of one of his shoes.
We'll get there. When we catch my man up Kouros.
Up ahead, his father decides to draft Kouros for a few hundred metres to check his pace. He's happy about what he discovers, but very worried about his son's ability to keep going with knee problems. They've been running for 29 hours without a break.
I feel sorry for Terry, I really do. You know, he came out here to make a good show, and I hope Terry's walking.
He feels all right. But he's moving a bit.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. That
He's jogging.
That bloke's breathable.
What, this one?
No, it's too hot.
Too hot, because Tessa's got his on.
Yeah, it's tripled through this, you know. I feel so sorry I could cry. Anyway, we'll get there, I suppose.
Well, he's doing the stretching and it's feeling a bit better.
Oh, don't do that at the back.
50-60 pace of spring. 50-60 pace.
Is that him up there? Yeah. You're catching up? Just take it easy, mate, all right? We'll walk it there, all right? You've got some guts, mate. I tell you. You've got what it takes. All right? When you get there, mate, you're going to walk there. We're in front of time. How far is it to Canberra now? Not far. I've got a lovely slipstream with him. Oh, boy. That's what I wanted to do last year, you know. Yeah.
Ahead of the Coxes lie another 750 kilometres. Will young Terry's knee hold up? And what about Cliff Young? Can he maintain the pace this year? Can Dick Tout continue his battle with Dusan Moravli at the head of the field? And what about the Golden Greek, Yanis Kouros? Can he once again overtake the entire field in spite of his 12-hour delayed start? The answers to all those questions next week on Wide World of Sports as the Westfield Run continues.
Guess I'll take my time.
This is the Westfield Run, the world's longest, toughest and richest point-to-point race. Last week on Wide World of Sports we showed you the start of the race in Sydney and showed you how the New Zealander Dick Tout and the Yugoslav Dusan Moravli were battling out the lead into Canberra. Tout seemed to be in some trouble with his knee, but in contrast, Moravli was relaxed enough to have a few beers as he rested. The fabulous Greek ultra-runner Yanis Kouros started 12 hours behind the rest of the field, but on the second day had already started to reel in the field. Would he pass the entire field again like he did last year, or would this year belong to someone else? Into the night and Moravli is having problems. We think maybe it's the beers he had during the break, but it's not. Dusan is suffering from severe constipation.
Oh, Jesus. Oof. Oh, my Jesus. Ah!
A few hours later, there's been a change. Australians have taken over the lead. In second place is Victorian Brian Smith, looking good as he powers up the hills outside Canberra. A short distance ahead of him, Queenslander Graham Woods is also running strongly, but is finding it hard to focus. He likes being out front, but isn't sure how long it'll last.
Oh, I'll just see how I go. If I need sleep, I'll take it. Got to sleep eventually, but I love running at night. I'd rather sleep during the heat of the day, really. But I'll see how it goes. It's very hard to stay awake, isn't it? I haven't had to sleep since the race started yet, so it starts getting a bit hard. Neither does Smithy.
Back in Canberra, it's approaching 3 a.m. and runners have to make their second cut-off point by 4 to stay in the event. The father and son are looking surprisingly good, and Terry Jr.'s knee doesn't seem to still be a problem.
Oh, want a bit of a rest for you? Yeah, a bit of the cloth. As soon as you get the motion down him straight into the cloth. Yeah, that's 5 minutes. We'll get him out again. No, right. 2 hours, I think. He wish.
Cliff Young, however, is struggling. He's been having shoe trouble and one foot is killing him. In spite of it, he's going to make the cut-off.
Nearly there. Yeah, I think down those green lights. Yep. I hope. That's good. Good morning.
Good morning, Kevin.
How are you going?
Good, mate. How was the night?
Good, pretty good, yeah.
You're powering along.
Right?
You're powering along.
Oh, yeah. Feeling all right at the moment.
The next day sees lead runners approaching Cooma, with Kevin Mansell in 6th place. He'd been passed early that day by Kouros, who was now just 40 kilometres from taking the lead. Kouros was running very easily and gaining at a steady 2 kilometres an hour.
The lead runner at this stage is Graham Woods, who stops in Cooma for a brief break.
Legs are surprisingly good, better than you'd expect at this stage. Been some fairly fast running at times.
Those hills are pretty cruel, aren't they?
Hey, they're mean. There's more to come today too.
What's your plan? Do you feel like taking a break, or are you going to kick on a bit?
I'll kick on, but we'll take a break here. I think we've earned a break. Not too long though.
What about Kouros? Kouros is now in about 6th place. What are your thoughts on Kouros at this stage?
He's an animal. You can't race the guy. I thought before this race you might be able to, but no way in the world. He's bloody fantastic, isn't he? The time he did for his first 100 Ks is probably faster than anyone in Australia's ever run 100 K. And he still had 900 to go. I mean, that's phenomenal. No, I won't be trying to race him. He can go.
Whilst Woods rests, Brian Smith is back into the lead. Kouros too needs a break after virtually going non-stop from Sydney, but he takes less than an hour. Danny, how are you feeling after the break?
Well, it's not easy to come back, but in a few minutes I'll be ready.
Do you stiffen up a little bit when you have a break like that?
Yeah, always. Everybody has.
And off he sets in pursuit. The gap between him and the leaders is now just over 20 kilometres. At day's end, Graham Woods is back in the lead, and David Standeven has taken over 2nd spot. The tough Brian Smith is back in 3rd. Aussies still fill the top places, but for how long? In a race like this, there are many moments of drama, and not all of them occur at the front of the field. This sign behind me marks the cut-off point at Cooma. Racers have to reach this point by 1 a.m. this morning, or they're out of the race. Is it too much, do you think, Cliffy?
Too much?
Yeah, is it too much?
Oh, yeah, I think it's too much. Too much more running is no good for you. Too much running. Well, it was all right, you know, a bit, but you can overdo it.
Although struggling, it looks like he was going to make it. The Coxes, on the other hand, with 40 minutes before the cut-off, were still more than 10 kilometres out. They were virtually sprinting after covering 115 kilometres that day. Terry Jr. was having to dig deep, going beyond exhaustion.
That's impossible. Past 3 Ks, isn't it? That's wrong, isn't it? 5. I'll sit at the top and wait for him. We can run the K in about 4 minutes. I'll just wait. Where are we going to get to? The caravan park, isn't it?
Cox 2, Cox 1. Again, mate?
I just checked with George.
Yeah, Cox 2.
That
as well, mate. Cox 1, what's going on with him, over?